Now let's get into this Nene and Nene, Tamar and Kandi situation. Because I know y'all was reading in the chat. Oh, y'all was like dragging the people on the blogs are saying that Nene can't have a show without talking about Kandi. And it's like, how y'all saying that? That don't make no sense because her shows are not all about Kandi. Okay. And of course, Kandi is a topic of discussion. Kandi has been in the news. Why not bring up Kandi? Does Kandi not talk about people as well? I don't know, but we're going to look at it. Hold on. Like this video. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer in section 107 of the copyright allowances made for fair use, honey. Fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Now, Nene's interview has made probably almost 300,000, I think. So some of y'all may have already seen it, but we're going to look anyway. Now, first, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Tamar's hairline. Tamar wanted her hair like that. She got it like that. So y'all need to leave her alone. She knows how to get y'all talking. If she wanted it behind her bang yang, she put it behind her bang yang. Okay. So salute to Tamar and her bang yang. Now, let's listen. Oh, and she had on 2 different earrings. Somebody said she had on a silver one and a gold one, but I don't know. We're going to see.
Why do people say I fall out with everybody?
I mean, I don't know. That's what they said.
No, that's what my sister said.
Okay, they say.
So it was interesting that she just came out the blue with, why do people say I fall out with everybody? And apparently her sister said it. I wonder which sister said it.
You fall out with everybody. Okay,
that's a lot.
Okay, you and Kandi, what's your problem?
Kandi, if you're watching it, and we know you're watching, the thing is this: we don't have an issue with you. We're not jealous of you. We actually celebrate your success. No, seriously, but you got to be a better person. And the reason why you got to be a better person.
Y'all see Nene's face right now. Y'all see the look on Nene's face. That's hilarious to me. And I don't understand why people seem to forget that Kandi was the person on Real Housewives of Atlanta that went behind everyone's back and went to the executives when people were complaining about the way they were being treated. Kandi was the one lone Black employee that said that she never experienced racism at Bravo when Nene filed her lawsuit. Kandi had Kenya and everybody over on Speak on It and was saying how Nene was a talentless buffoon. Kandi did a lot of things in front of the scenes and behind the scenes that we have been talking about over here for months. So I don't understand why there are so many people on the TikTok, on the Twitters, on the X, on the Instagram, on the YouTube, all acting like Kandi is some saint that has never did anything wrong. If everybody is saying it's got to be some truth to it. Is that not what y'all be saying all the time? So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Hold on, we're going to finish.
Reason why you got to be a better person is because it's not fair to the people who have been following our careers, knowing that you are doing things behind the scenes, knowing that you are lying on people.
The scenes,
no, it's not fair.
That behind the scenes, honey. Now, listen, don't make me pull the text messages. Don't make me go back to 2020 when all of this mostly, well, it was all Black cast were going to the executives at Bravo to ask for, money for different things because they were paying a lot of things out of pocket, even though they were virtual. And Kandi was like, well, wait a minute, I already asked for this, and this. Okay, don't make me go back in the archives. Okay, but let's finish.
Fair. It's not fair. Because we like you, we cheerlead for you. Y'all got Black love. We're happy for you. It has nothing to do with that. But for you to deliberately use the public's opinion to manipulate them into thinking that people are really coming after you when we're not.
And see, I don't listen. I don't be listening to Tamar like that. And a lot of the things that Tamar says, I roll my eyes at. But this right here is she is spitting facts. Okay. There are so many people. Then Kandi got these bots, and Kandi got her whole Kandi coded click up under your comment section, just like Team Twirl. They be like trying to read you. Why everybody drag Kandi? Kandi is rich. Kandi is doing this. Kandi is doing that. But Kandi ain't told you all them restaurants is shutting their doors. Kandi ain't told you that they be failing health inspections. Kandi ain't told you none of the flaws that she has, but she talks about the flaws that everybody else has. I don't understand how y'all can sit there and act like Kandi is God just because she sent y'all a dang gift bag from the OLG.
That's not right. And for you to sit back and because you have the public's opinion, because it's so easy because of the character you have created on Housewives and things like that, to fall into that, that's not fair because you know I didn't do nothing to you. I apologized to that girl in that conversation 15 times.
I would love to sit down with him.
Not 15 times.
Well, I'm not sitting down with her until she tells the people.
I would love to sit down with him.
I would love for Nene to sit down with Kandi. I would love for them to finally come face to face, and I hope that she would not hold back like she held back with Cynthia. I want it to happen.
I'm not because it's not fair.
I would love to sit down.
Oh, that's
with
great.
Kandi.
I'm not sitting down until she says, "Hey, party people, I lied," and now we can sit down because I want to know why.
Now, let's start with Tamar first. Okay. Now, back in the day, we can go back to before Big Brother. Kandi and Tamar were in this public dispute when Tamar was on the roster for their New Year's Eve concert. Y'all remember way back then? And Tamar was wrong. Okay, Tamar was wrong because she brought T.S. Manhands and Kaya to the New Year's Eve concert, okay, knowing that Kaya and T.S. Manhands had been, saying all of this derogatory things about Kandi. And Kandi even went forward and said, she knew I done messed with them because they done said stuff about me and they done said stuff about my friends. But Tamar claimed that's not why she brought them. But even so, it all blew up because they were saying that Mr. Manhands had a gun stuck in his fake boobs and stuff. Y'all remember all that? Y'all want me to pull that up? Hold on. No, I'm just saying I didn't agree with Kandi. I'm just saying I remember when all of that happened, Jezebel. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull that up. And I think it even happened way before that. Actually, I think there was an issue. No, that was with Tiny. I'm sorry. I'm going back. Hold on. Here it is right here. Y'all don't remember when they even responded. I don't know if I got that on there. Hold on. Let me go back. View actual size. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Y'all remember this right here? Messy. Tamar invites Queen's Court to Great Escape Tour. This was in 2018, honey. And they was kicked out. Kaya and T.S. Madison was kicked out. Dunn One had kicked them out because T.S. Manhands had a gun, honey. And here it is right here. And somebody had wrote, Kandi Burruss is a boss. I love you for what you did tonight. Man, she caught word that Tamar was about to be petty against Toya by bringing out Kaya and her side chick during her performance. And Kandi shut that ish right down. So at the time, I think Tamar was beefing with Toya because Toya had wrote something in her book about Tamar blocking her from being on the reel or something. I don't know. It's just so much stuff. Tamar do fall out with everybody. And so Kandi, was taking up for her friend, but she was saying that, not that they had talked about her, but that they have talked about everybody in her circle, including Toya, Reginae, Tiny, Kandi, and to bring them to Kandi's concert. She was pissed off. And this person said, I was right there and they both had to leave from backstage. That's exactly what their negative groupie asses get. Every man wants a woman. These nuts hoe and any other story y'all hear. Now, then T.S. Manhands came out and had something to say too. and said, wait a minute, here's y'all's New Year's tea. I was a guest of Tamar's show. It wasn't Tamar's show, it was Escape show. And then he said the Escape, CUNTS, he loved calling women out their name. Told security we had weapons in an attempt to get us kicked out. They did have weapons. He had a pistol up under his breast. Vince stepped in, we got dressed, and we were waiting to go on with Tamar. I'm assuming Escape girls wanted us gone and we didn't leave, so they continued to press down on Tamar so she could not do the performance with us. So Vince asked us if we wanted to stay and watch the show. And we said no. We not here for them HOES. We here for Tamar. And we left in our limousine that was taken care of by Tamar and Vince. So to the homosexual who fetches these hoes hair and soda pop, like I said, know your tea like you know your status. Anyway, the real tea. Let me see. Okay, I said the real tea was that Vince and Tamar was together. Okay, and there it is. Wait. What else? Tamar's good friend Troy hit the net to reveal that Kaya was only there to perform 20 seconds of her throwback hit, "My Neck and My Back." LaTroy has said that they was trying to create a moment, and this is when that whole Kandi stuff started, because they was like literally that Kaya was just there to perform. It wasn't about TS Manhands, but because TS Manhands had the gun, they had to put them all out. Okay, so that was the beginning of the beef. Okay, and so a lot of this has trickled down and continued over the years. Now there was another instance, if you recall, Tamar accused Todd of confronting her. Hold on, child. And she said that Kandi was hold on. Tamar Braxton claims Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker threatened her. Hold on, here it is right here. I'm just letting y'all know it goes deep now. Tamar claims that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker were the RHOA couple who seemingly threatened her. Here it is right here. Let me scroll. She was on Watch What Happens Live, and Tamar told Andy that somebody on Real Housewives of Atlanta had confronted her.
What's your question for Tamar?
Uh-oh.
Hi, Tamar. Hi, Andy. And hi, ladies. Our question is, who is the Atlanta housewife that you hinted about having beef with on Instagram, saying her
and here we go.
Her husband threatened you.
People think it was Eva.
Nope. It was not.
I know who it is.
It was not, and it really did happen. I'm not lying.
Here we go. Y'all remember this?
Like, I'm not looking for attention or drama or anything like that.
Right.
But that really did happen. It was not cute. No,
Was she a full housewife?
She's a full housewife.
Oh my God.
It's not Kandi.
Ooh.
Oh my lamb.
I thought you and Kandi
Andy really wanted to know. She says not Kandi, and she took a sip.
mended everything after Big Brother.
I thought so too. I had no idea.
Wow. Okay.
I'll tell you the story later.
Brenna and Ruth from Rhode Island.
See, hold on, let me go.
The chains of events that actually really honestly truly happened. Now, this really all started, okay, everybody knows that I'm on Dish Nation now, right? And this really all started from a YouTube that Kandi put out about whatever the issues they had with Carlos King. And I was asked about it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not like these other.
Oh, I skipped all over the Carlos King part. Now, remember, Kandi was going on a little YouTube tour and telling everybody that Carlos had stole her life rights, when in all actuality he had gotten the approval from Jermaine Dupri because Kandi did not want to perform with Escape anymore. Y'all remember that? She said she would never reunite with Escape. When she found out that Carlos and Jermaine had partnered on the Escape biopic, she got all the ladies together and said, it's time for us to be a group. And so, that's how that happened. It was all about the money, and anything that doesn't benefit Kandi, it is what it is. So, Tamar knew about that as well, and she spoke on it.
Reality people, like, I'm a real bona fide 5-time Emmy nominated journalist. Difference. So for me, I am not comfortable publicly saying or calling someone else a liar without knowing the legitimate facts. That's where I'm standing with that. I wasn't on no, you're not my friend. I don't want to side with you. It wasn't nothing to being messy, but my responsibility for my job and my integrity, just like help the chains of events that actually really honestly truly happened in that. Or else I just would have said, oh, she lied. Really what I did say is I wanted to hear both sides of the story, something in the milk ain't clean, just trying to deflect from just outright calling somebody a liar. Because number one, I don't know. Number two, I don't care. Number three, has nothing to do with me. Okay? Cool. That happened. I put up a clip promoting the show from my point of view in my story, not addressing anybody, not taking sides on nothing, because I really don't care. It really doesn't have anything else to do with me. Okay? So weeks go by, 4 or 5 weeks go by, and we all have a concert together. And I'm leaving my dressing room to go to my dancer's dressing room to bring them their new clothes, and I see Kandi in the hallway. And I'm like, hey, boo, and I give her a hug, whatever, and she just look at me and she's like, I ain't fucking with you. And I'm like, what?
And I believe every word she just said, because she said that to me before when we was at Cynthia Bailey's birthday party. And I was like, hey, Kandi. And she's like, I ain't fucking with you. She said those exact words. Oh, my God. Tamar telling the truth.
What? I'm right in that. Or else I just would have said, oh, she like, really what I'm for real thinking she's kidding. And she's like, I ain't fucking with you. I'm like, what happened? She like, oh, well, you said that shit you said about Carlos King was foul. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I honestly, truly forgot about it. Right? And I'm like, listen. I'm for real thinking she's kidding.
Is that your baby?
So, and then Kandi posted this in response.
Is that your overbite?
Now one of you will be the drowning victim.
I'll be the victim all your life. Help me! I'm drowning! I can't swim.
So Kandi was calling her a victim, and then Tamar clapped back and said, I'm the victim when your man steps to a woman. Sounds like an abused woman to me. To see nothing wrong with that. Hope he's not beating your ass. I pray for your healing. They was going back and forth, child. And then Tamar said, I answer the question like everyone else does. I'm not scared of anyone or truth. Y'all don't want me to say nothing because that's not her narrative on TV. It's been months and she addresses everything and everyone. Why not this? I welcome them both to speak on it and lie. And then she wrote, God always has a ram in the bush. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I have proved my point. It's over. So I guess this was her backstage and Todd was back there in the back if you zoom in. Okay. So there's that. Y'all be acting like Kandi don't be clapping back or Kandi don't be saying nothing, but she does. Okay. As for Nene, y'all know about those text messages and all the things that Kandi did and her having Kenya on her channel calling Nene a talentless buffoon. I can pull that up if y'all want me to too, but she's done it. Meanwhile, Kandi can go and speak on it and talk about everybody. She was talking about Nene when Nene wasn't even on the show. But as soon as Nene said something about her over there on the Nene Leakes Show, then all of a sudden everybody like, oh my God, Nene lives rent free in her head. Oh my God. But were y'all saying it over there? Were y'all pull what? You want me to pull the Kenya Moore and her when she called a talentless buffoon? Right there. Y'all remember that? Kenya Moore calls Nene Leakes an ugly, talentless buffoon on Kandi. Speak on it. Okay. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, so anyway.
Oh, child, it's a long time ago. Let me scroll in here and see.
Okay, Von Zipper, it's childish. Let's continue. Let's hear what Kenya had to say. Hold on. Let me see.
Look at me. Oh my God.
Person. She friend or foe. Hateful. So when it comes to you, even when it comes to Bravo, now here's some real tea. Now the whole thing with her getting Lisa Bloom and then getting her ready to sue people. She was about to sue someone or whatever. It was Bravo. She was suing Bravo and True because she felt like they were
allegedly.
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 So Kandi can have people on her channel talking about Nene and talking about Nene suing, but Nene can't have nobody on her channel talking about their experience with Kandi. Like, where? I don't understand. And speaking of Kandi, I'm gonna go back to Nene in a second. Speaking of Kandi, she still talking about people. She was over here the other day. She was on her Amazon Live talking about folks. What was she saying on Amazon Live? Oh, she was telling they was good additions to the show. She was on Amazon Live, but we don't really care about that. But I could play it. But she's always talking about people. So why Kandi can be a blogger, but nobody else can be a blogger? I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand. Meanwhile, who else? What else? I ain't gonna bring that up. I don't really care. Oh, Tamar was talking about this boy right here that Nene was messing around with for a hot second, and she said he looked like a stud. Remember we was talking about him too back then. I didn't want to believe she was messing with him. But here is, hold on, let me see. Somebody put it all together. Y'all remember that boy right there? And he had leaked pictures of Nene in a t-shirt. Y'all remember that? And so I think he was on Tasha K too. But Tamar called him a stud.
Would you date a girl?
No.
Oh, you know
I'm not a lesbian.
Oh, you're not?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
are you a lesbian?
Definitely not a lesbian.
Okay, so that girl, that girl looking guy you was dating looked like a stud.
Who? What guy? I've never dated a guy.
I still kind of wanted to know. I was going to ask you about
Who was it?
He looked like a stud.
The one that I was dating? The one that I'm currently dating? Who?
The one right before that. We thought that
was you thought it was a stud?
It was a stud. Have you seen it? You touched it? That's a stud.
Tim, I cannot believe you feel that way. If he knew that, because he kind of had an issue with you, he would just die.
That's a stud.
He
would touch it. You saw it in person? You like?
Of course, I seen it and saw it and felt it. The whole.
That's a stud.
Okay, that's a stud. Anyway, another part of the interview, you know, I've heard that a lot of it was cut out, which is interesting to me. I wanted them to dive into more of why Tamar unfollowed Nene. Y'all remember I told y'all that exclusive tea I had about Tamar and Nene, and Tamar was dating one of Nene's guys friends, and they actually told that story too as well, about how, you know, they had met them, and, you know, they all ended up hanging out, and Tamar ended up dating a friend. They used to travel together and all of that. Well, apparently Tamar was upset back then about the guy still traveling with Nene and her guy, but he was with other women, and I guess Nene didn't, you know, tell Tamar that he was dating other women. So I caught the shade in a lot of the stuff that Tamar was saying, like, are you exclusive? Are you, you know, when you date somebody, are you exclusive? Because at the end of the day, Nene was saying that they weren't exclusive, so she didn't feel like she should have told her that he was with other women. And so Tamar got mad and unfollowed Nene. So at the very beginning of the interview, that was like the first thing that they brought up. Hold on, it's right.
Neighbor, Tamar is like, okay, so you my neighbor. I don't feel like we neighborly.
No.
And I was like, Tamar, what are you saying?
You're not very neighborly. Like, you don't make it, like if I needed some sugar, I'm not going to your house first.
She said that to me. She's like, Nene, you are not neighborly. Mm-hmm. I want some vodka or something. I can't come over your house and get it. Why you feel like that?
Because you don't do that.
What you feel? What do I need to do? I need to just come over there and knock on the door and be like, Tamar, here is the vodka. Here is the shit. I need to do all that.
Yeah.
So at Tamar's house, I can tell, like, Tamar has company all the time. She loves company. She has company. She has these games at her house. I have none of that. Like, me at my house, I'm more like private
and zen.
Yeah, I can't even
uninviting.
Oh, Tamar, stop lying.
I thought it was at the very beginning, but Tamar had they basically said that Nene said that Tamar had unfollowed her and she didn't know why. And Tamar was like, I can't remember. And I was like, well, that was why. Hold on, was it at the very beginning? Let me see.
The Nene Leakes Show, my friend, my neighbor, and an honorary Georgia peach, Miss Tamar Braxton. Put your virtual hands together, baby. Woo! My neighbor in the house.
That was a good introduction, friend.
Yes, friend. Can we toast real quick with some of this tropical rich?
Okay.
Wow.
To you.
To you.
Mm-hmm.
First, before we even get started, me and Tamar got to have a little girl talk. I got to tell her this right off the bat. Are you following me on social media?
Yes.
Because you are known for unfollowing people.
I am.
Okay, why?
Because, you know, the energy is off, or
I just wake up one morning and Tamar had done totally unfollowed me. So I'm so glad we get to set this straight, because she unfollowed. Why?
I don't remember.
You know?
See, she don't remember, but I remember. I told y'all about that, and there's actually a video in my Nene Leakes playlist about the reason why Nene and Tamar fell out. Now, another part of the interview that was interesting was when Tamar started reliving her moments on the reel. And hold on, y'all know I'm gonna play it. I gotta play it. Here it is right here. This clip. And in this clip, she talks about, you know, her issues with the reel and her issues with some of the people on the reel. And Nene even spills tea about how she was asked to be on the reel, but she didn't do it because she was still on the Housewives at the time.
I was asked to be on the reel. And this was in the beginning of the process of them casting. I think it was, I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract, and I ended up not doing the reel, and they ended up casting Lonnie Love. Y'all know y'all would have liked me first. I'm just kidding. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do the reel. But Tamar ultimately did the reel, and I remember so well talking.
I wish they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to Tamar. I remember talking to you, and you said this to me, like they had casted all of you guys, and you were like, we're all going out to dinner. I believe all y'all went to like Mr. Chow.
Because Vince.
Yeah, y'all all went together to Mr. Chow to kind of like, you know, just make sure that you guys were friends and sisters, and you guys had the same vision and all that. You produced on there as well.
I did.
Wow.
I had a hand in creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that, because I wouldn't have cast Big Back Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
Not the Big Back Cadillac. Oh Lord, I don't like the fat shaming, but y'all laughing at it. I don't think Lonnie was laughing. I don't think Lonnie was laughing. Lonnie need to be the next guest on the show. Then Tamar gonna unfollow Nene again, but she need to be the next guest, honey.
You probably would be in our 10th season by now. Thanks. Ain't that dumb?
Red, I can't stand your laugh.
And it's no shade.
So Tamar, Big Back Cadillac. What happened?
How did that get so big?
I don't know. But what happened?
Why she repeat it?
Because okay, so when we say Big Back Cadillac, who are we talking about?
The person you just named.
Oh, so Lonnie ended up being the person in the place of where I think, that's what I think. I'm just assuming now. They came to me with the contract for the reel, and then I ultimately did not do it.
I don't understand that.
Well, and when I go back,
Bravo not let you do
I
it.
think it was Lonnie. I could have been wrong, but you just put me on to something thinking like we had two big personalities. But I don't think, because they knew you were coming from the jump.
They knew that. They built the show.
I always thought it was Lonnie. I always thought it was Lonnie.
Did she tell the people that?
You and Vince pitched this. How did this go? How did this work?
So we was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. You know, that's Vince's other place.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with Telepictures.
Nice.
And they wanted to explore doing the Tamar Braxton talk show.
Okay.
And that's something, it's still a big dream of mine, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I had the Braxtons, I had Tamar and Vince, I had Love and War, and that was gone crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, well, you're gonna have to be here every day. And Vince was like, absolutely not.
Nah.
So let's build a show where there's people around her. So if she's out, that the show can carry on.
Right.
And we went from there, and we did we had a lot of what's the name of it, tests,
Yeah, those
we had
tests.
2 days. I was big and pregnant too. Where people would come in and out and do test shoots with me. I met with ATLien, who's still a good friend of mine. And we came up with a lot of show ideas and we created The Real.
Okay, so who came up with the name? Did they?
ATLien.
Okay, she came up with the name.
Yeah, but we pondered.
She said that Lonnie was doing things behind the scenes, like going back and, you know, getting her. I guess she was really one of the people that got Tamar put off or something. I don't know, child.
For like weeks. And
I can't keep up with all Tamar's beef.
Oh, okay.
So when you're producing a show like The Real, do you have a say so in the casting, or you really?
I had a lot of say so. I casted Tamara and also casted ATLien.
Okay, nice.
And ATLien casted Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lonnie. I've actually done a lot of work with Lonnie. I recently did the Oscars with Lonnie.
God.
So I also had
she had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted, and Greg kind of like helped, you know. Yeah,
she wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show. If I make no mistake, she did close the show. I actually
Maybe it was kind of
hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, you know, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So, like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of the girls that over at The Real?
Listen, let me tell you something. It's the craziest thing, and it was so heartbreaking. I know you remember at that time because I used to call you every single day, a few times a day. I was heartbroken because those girls were like my sisters.
Yeah.
But thank God now, me and Tam are real close. Me and ATLien is real close. Her husband and I are real close.
What about
I haven't seen Jeannie. I would like to though.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was out here in Atlanta for a while.
Yeah.
That's interesting. She said she ain't seen Jeannie, and Jeannie was living in Atlanta. But I'm digressing. Okay, Jeannie had her dark meat on the side, but she had it as the main course, and they ain't want each other no more. But I'm digressing. What I really, you know, I like the interview. I mean, Tamar is messy. The interview did what it was supposed to do. People are talking about it, good, bad, or indifferent. Like I said before, the one thing I don't like is how if anybody brings up Kandi's name, it doesn't matter. Like when I was on there, I actually talked about Kandi being, you know, up for Tony, you know, when she was one of the producers of Othello. And, you know, of course, Nene threw fun shade. Oh, I heard, you know, they're 30 producers or whatever. And I was like, oh, you know, because I was like, I heard there's like 10 producers. She's like, I heard there's 30. It was just fun shade. It wasn't like nothing bad. We was literally giving the lady her props for being, you know, a black woman doing it big on Broadway. And now here we are again. You know, she had Latasha on there. Latasha really, honestly, to me, has a lot going on that has absolutely nothing to do with Kandi. Of course, the escape drama is escape drama, but even Tamar admitted that Latasha had actually wrote the song that Greg and Nene wanted her to, well, that Nene wanted to sing at Greg's repast. So Latasha, you know, is a songwriter just like Kandi. Okay, so I mean, she's in the music industry as well, and she has a history with a lot of these people, and she's been in Atlanta for a long time. So you know, y'all think Kandi is gonna block Latasha's bag? She ain't. You know, so Latasha's still doing things. But yeah, I like the interview. This was really cute that someone sent to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in here so y'all can call. But someone did like an AI version of Tamar and Nene's interview with babies. And some of y'all may have already seen it because I know Nene put it in her stories. I had put it in my stories. Everybody put it in their stories. It is so cute. Oh my God. They got the wig and the baby hairs, the bang yang and everything. Let me restart it and play it from here.
Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay, so Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lien. I've actually done a lot of work with
Why they had Lien as a little Muppet?
Lien. I recently did the Oscars with Lien.
God.
So I also had
She had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in Comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted, and Greg kind of like helped, you know. Yeah,
she wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, you know, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So, like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of the girls that over for real?
Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lien. I've actually done a lot of work with Lien. I recently did the Oscars with Lien. So I also had
she had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in Comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted, and Greg kind of like helped, you know. Yeah,
she wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually hosted the show, so I went in between every artist, you know, as the host. I brought each artist to the stage. So, like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of?
Okay, anyway, that was so cute. I love it. Okay, so salute to TJ Love Lady for doing that.